Morning, chat. So we're gonna start with, I think it's about 10, 30-second poses. And then we'll go into some longer ones, maybe like a couple 5 minutes. And then maybe we'll do like a 15 or a 20. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Get right into it. Have fun, there's no pressure. You don't have to share anything if you don't want to. Like to, you can shoot me at Instagram or Twitter, Blue Sky, any of those. Alright. As soon as I hit play, it'll start the countdown. And it should automatically switch. If it doesn't, I'll just do it manually. Go. These poses, it's important. We're not going for accuracy, we're just capturing energy. music is too loud or anything, just let me know. Hey, good morning, Grace. How are you doing today? I'm gonna take a little break, and I think we should start another 30 seconds. 10 figures, 30 seconds. That was kind of fun. It's a good warm up. I'm doing good. I'm gonna go out later. I live in Miami, so the Vocal Museum has a Alphonse Mucha art exhibit, so I might go see that later. And it's like nice cold weather outside for Miami. So it's near the beach water, so it might be a nice day. Yeah, these are 30-second poses, and then we'll do some maybe 3 minutes or something, and then we'll do like a couple 5 minutes, and then we might end with like a 15 or something. All right, we're gonna jump right into the next set. Feel free to take your time. There's no pressure. Ask any questions you like. Wacky pose. see if I can get a thicker brush and these big pages. Yeah, I mean, it's the human figure's the most common thing you'll draw as an artist. Even if like you get into, I don't know, drawing pet portraits or something, the construction is all universal. Hoping in the future I can get like a setup where I can like do some charcoal drawing or something. Anatomy is hard. It's not something. I mean, there's entire courses on it. There's entire professions. We're just doing the visual part of it, you know. Totally fine. I mean, it happens. Drawing, it's like riding a bike. It's not something you forget. You know? And you don't have to be Picasso every time you do it either. Just have fun. Improvement comes from repetition. Yeah, hopefully I should be doing this almost every weekend, unless I have like a convention or something I fly away for. So feel free to drop a follow. We can hang out in the mornings. Let's see. Oops, I hit the wrong. Adjust the settings. We'll do these. Just so you guys know, this website's called posemaniacs.com, and they have a lot of useful resources. They have like hands and heads and stuff like that too. Maybe sometime in the future we can do like specific studies. Let's do normal on 3 minutes. We'll do like, oh, it'll do 10. So we'll do like 5 of them. Like a good 15 minutes. um, I'm in South Florida, so I do a lot of little local ones, and then I'm gonna start the next. Do some local ones, and then I'll do like the occasional like SuperCon or MegaCon. They've gotten kind of not lame, lame, but like I don't know, greedy in a way. So I skip them most of the time, but I do like a Taco Fest. They're awesome. Um, any shows that they're involved with or they invite me to. And I fly out. Usually, it's in like June this year, early June, for Heroes Con in North Carolina. That's like my favorite show to go to. You'll always find me there every year, and then I'll occasionally be at New York. I haven't done this in a while. I gotta get used to like fitting the figure on the page, like an important little thing. The longer ones will have some like actual real looking models. I just like to use these, kind of like learn a little bit of muscle anatomy as you go. Starting out, it's important to make sure you focus on looking at the model. You can put your sketchpad or whatever you've got next to the screen and stuff, so that you're not separating like your vision. Because a lot of beginners they'll like look up, they'll draw the thing, and then they'll look down, they'll draw, and they'll start drawing from memory instead of actually looking at what they should be drawing. So you should be doing a lot of like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's why it's easier in like a classroom setting, because you can set up the easel next to, so that your model's like right next to your board, and you're just like not really shifting your head too much, But here with my monitor set up, like I have to kind of kind of having fun doing the 30-second ones. I need to practice those more. They're very important when you're doing. I'm a comic book artist, so when you're doing like layouts and stuff, it's really important to like be quick, not get bogged down in the details. These aren't too bad either. telephone. Yeah, cons are fun. I go with them. Even if like I'm not in them, I usually go with them. My girlfriend likes to go. So we've gone to so many over the years. We often do like a lot of the sit-in panels and stuff like that. And this brush is just the regular G pen in Clipstudio. I do have like different pressure sensitivity settings, so I like can go really thin or really heavy. It's something I'm like practicing more and more because it makes it look more realistic, like a dip pen. You pay attention to where the shadows are. So. Thank you. Just weird freaking foreshortening. Part about this site is that the only timer you get is at the top, that bar at the top. So it's, I mean, in regular class you don't really get a timer either, but don't even bother getting into the details of the face. That should be bigger. I'm not particularly like a messy artist. I don't like to get dirty, so I hated doing like oil painting and stuff. But I did like figure drawing with charcoal. Because of that, like there's like a certain tactileness to it that I liked. I felt like that was like the medium it should be done in kind of thing, and I had a lot of fun with it. I hated painting. There was the setup and the cleaning up and the overall mess it made. It's just like it gets everywhere. Can't wash it. Gotcha. That is so weird looking. Must be the figure glitching out. Can't tell. I guess did what I think it looked like. When I was in high school, I used color pencils a lot. I also liked oil pastels, which is kind of like a charcoal in a way method. I like a lot of those. I like a lot of those dry mediums, basically. Nowadays, if I'm sketching, it's doing something like this, or I have like a notepad, like a little sketchbook that I take with me, and I just have a pen. I don't really use a pencil. Just for sketching. If I gotta do something different, I use like blue pencils and stuff like that. You know, I lost track of how many we've done. Let me see. Okay, so that's it for that. Go back. We could do some block bonds. Let's do. Double check that my use. So instead of cutting out the other day. Okay, it's still cool. Covered. Five minutes. Three of them. Coffee. Oh, my name is Andres. Oh, Andy. Or. Get started. These are a little bit longer now. You have time to get a little bit into detail. Focus on areas that you want. Lighting, shadow is mostly where you should be graduating to once you get the figure built in. This way to describe muscle mass and stuff like that. favorite comic book character? I like, I mean, if we're talking about Western comics, my favorite characters are always the ones that have like, there's a word for it. I remember looking it up or learning it the other day, or at some point. Just a minute left. But it's all the characters that have like a verbal like trick to them. So like Raven, she like has like her magic incantation, or Etrigan from DC always like he speaks in rhyme, or like Zatanna, she speaks backwards. Like I like a lot of those characters. Yeah, I do speak Spanish. Pretty short. Yeah, I do. When I go to conventions and stuff, or like I meet other artists, I always my favorite thing to collect is like versions of Raven. That's like the character I always ask people to draw for me. And so I just have like a wall of my favorite art and stuff, and like a lot of the artists that I get stuff from. And it's like a bunch of versions of Raven. Getting too in the weeds here. A line of action. Better fitting the figure on the page. Great model for muscle. These points, if you're trying to, you want to be like a little bit more accurate with your proportions and things like that. And when you do that, when you try to do that, you're not just looking at the length of an arm or stuff like that. You want to look at the spaces in between. So like this part where his arm is bent here, this triangle, I use that as a measurement to know where where his head should be. So like his eyes are like here. And that's how you kind of make proportions and things match up. You also have to look at the negative space. Almost a minute left. This one. take a picture later. What inspired me to do art? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I ultimately I guess my mom, and she would always enable it. She never like we always had like coloring books and stuff like that. But I always, I mean, she was also into like pop culture stuff, you know, like she loved Batman and things like that. Grew up in that area. Um, but I guess like what put me on the path of like, oh, this is something I have a knack for, or like I enjoy doing or learning, was an art teacher in elementary school. She kind of, I guess, she took like a handful of us who had, I guess, what she saw as potential, and did like an after-school program for us, and like basically did a bunch of different projects. From like we made our own sketchbooks, which I still have somewhere. Did our own sketchbooks. We sculpting. We did all kinds of cool stuff. And from there, kind of, I was like, I was heavy into sports, you know, growing up, but that kind of like I had fun. Like if I wasn't doing that or playing a video game or something, I was drawing. And eventually, like, I got it. Eventually, we had a store where we can get like fan subs and stuff like that. So I got really into anime when, you know, around the time Pokemon came out in 1997. I was watching Dragon Ball Z before it was even on TV here. Stuff like that. So I was like starting to get into all these things, and then I found manga and comics. You know, like I read Evangelion very, very young. I don't know, understood it at all, but I got the manga. I was like, man, this is so cool. And then Shonen Jump started producing the Shonen Jump, and you could buy it at like the local supermarket and stuff. And that's how I was exposed to like Naruto and things like that. And then they started eventually selling the volumes here in the U.S. And that's once I got to like volume 4, which is where Haku and Zabuza die. I was like, man, this was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I want to do that. And that was it. I was like, after that, I did like 1 year karate, and after that, I got into art. that's just what I wanted to do. I went to high school for like a magnet high school for art. Just 1 minute left. And then I did 2 years at a community college, and then I went away to Ringling College in Sarasota. And all I wanted to do was draw comics. That's all I still want to do. Yeah. I mean, it's as a kid, I played a lot of baseball. Baseball was my favorite sport. I never got into soccer, football. I played basketball in school, but like just for fun with friends kind of thing. All right. Do one more. Do like a 15-minute. Portrait. Class mode. Oh, this is useful. Cool. That is very useful for future. All right. Usually, like, I don't know how much time I'll be on, so it's easier to just like wing it with the intervals. But all right. Get ready to lock in. Yeah, I had. Oh man, I have a ton of VHS and like old DVDs. Just this Thursday, was it? I went to go see like the Gundam Wing 30th anniversary and the Waltz in the theaters. I have that VHS for that. I love Sailor Moon as a kid. That was like the school day morning was Sailor Moon, and then they would play Pokemon. Oh, really? I used to love. I mean, not as a kid. I mean, more collected them as a kid. But then I eventually got into playing them. I used to go to like Toys R Us and stuff. They had like little leagues and stuff like that. Um, and then it wasn't until I was in college, while I was doing the local public college, I started going to like my local comic book store and got into the card game. Like I like reinvigorated the scene in Miami, and I started bringing the tournaments and stuff to the store. Um, I had like the league going every Friday night, and then Saturday mornings was like kids could come. It was like the kid time or whatever. Friday nights were the kid times too. Parents would just like dump their kids off, kind of thing, and they go have dinner or whatever, and then come back. But yeah, I brought a lot of that back. In South Florida, it was really dead with Pokemon. Like, when was it? It was like 2008. Yeah, it's a gigantic thing now. Like, this scene is like exploded. I play card games still, but um, I had like a big during that time when I was doing the Pokemon thing, being the league organizer. Um, my car got stolen, and that day during work, and that day I had like everything I ever owned in my car for some reason. Like I was like gonna go play afterwards and stuff, but for whatever reason, I had just everything in there. Like every card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! I just had everything in my car, and it got stolen. I never got my cards back. That was like, to this day, it like hurts. I had a lot of rare cards. Like I'd be rolling in the dough. I had a lot of really cool cards and promo cards and stuff like that. Since I've built back things, but I just play. I mostly just play Magic now. I play Commander with friends. It was it was a lesson taught to me. I mean, I had only things in my car, but building the community was like it was a really fun experience. Met a lot of cool people, and it taught me like, hey, if you really like something, there you can meet other people that enjoy it too. You just have to make it happen. Do it. It doesn't. It's not gonna happen overnight. You know. It started out me and like one other guy who used to play Pokemon. I was like, hey, let's play. I want to play. I want to learn. Like, started streaming the game. I was like, okay, how do I, like, how do I make more people play this? How can I invite more people to play this? How do I reach out to the company? Like the store owner was super cool too. He was like, "This is our old system. This is like what we used to have. Our old account for like Pokemon, where they like send you supplies and like stuff for the league and things like that." And like redid it, applied new. I had to like take a test for being an organizer and a judge for tournaments and stuff. I had to learn the game in that sense. Over time, it just slowly, it was just like, it was commitment and responsibility and just like making sure I was always there every Friday night, and Saturday morning if we plan to do a tournament. Being consistent, and people just started showing up, and that, you know, I was rewarded with the. It wasn't a job I was paid to do, you know. I did it out of pure love of the game, you know, and eventually, like, the crowd got so big that we had to like segregate from the rest of the store, like tables for Pokemon. You know, it was that crazy. And I was compensated in some, you know, like the manager would give me like store credit and stuff, or he'd let me like he'd give me like random, because he knew I was a comic book artist, you know. And he'd just give me random comics and stuff like that, art books, things like that. So I was never like, you know, underappreciated for bringing him the business, essentially. Yeah, yeah, and then like so like once you start reporting the numbers and stuff, because like every night you like put in like, oh, there was this many people there. It was like a little app kind of thing that or on the website, I think it was. Like you report how many people did this and that, and like what numbers did what, and like people would get points to earn. They would earn points so that you can give out like the badges. Like there was like seasons, and people had to just like play matches or whatever to like earn points to like get badges. These like full pins, or like promo packs with like 2 or 3 cards in them. They weren't anything like crazy. And yeah, eventually more people will come. It started getting it, like the numbers were in the system basically. Like everybody had like a player ID, and then that eventually like it triggers like the official tournament cycle. So like or like the bigger tournament organizers to like city championships and stuff like that, to come down to Miami, and then that would bring even more people, you know, like the people that travel for tournaments and stuff like that, to your store. Like that's at least that's how it used to work. 'Cause dedication. Like there had to be somebody that ran the tournaments and made them happen to show the consistency of the player base. A 3-minute left. I still play Pokemon, I play Pocket and stuff, but I don't like get into. Card games have gotten so expensive with all the scalping and stuff like that. I just don't have fun with that anymore. I'll play them online or whatever. But for Magic, I just use proxies. It's not worth buying actual cards, you know. I did like buy and collect the Final Fantasy set and stuff, and I'm gonna do Ninja Turtles when it comes out. But I don't go crazy over it. I just pre-order what I can, and that's it. Not a competitive player, so it doesn't really matter to have the real cards. Great hobby is like an investment. Have a good weekend, Bruce. Be here next time. Hopefully you can bring up a sketch pad. Just a couple seconds left, guys. It. Alright. That was a good session, everybody. Might do another one tomorrow morning. We'll see what my plans look like. But, everybody have a wonderful Saturday. Yeah, some stuff. Good night.